I remember waking up from my alarm, grabbing my phone, and going on social media straight away, right? And I've always had this excuse of, no, I'm just gonna reply like three messages, and then I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna, get out of the bed, I'm gonna start doing my morning routine and stuff like that. But a lot of the times, I just stayed in bed and 1-2 hours passed and I didn't get up, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I've done this pretty recently as well. And of course, I don't feel nice, it feels like shit. But there was one point where I've been doing this and I'm 100% guarantee you that this works, right? And the only thing I used to do was wake up, not even grab my phone, like turn off the alarm and not even look at any notification, get up, do my morning routine, start doing my work, and then once I feel like, okay, it's okay, I can take a break, that's when I used to be on my phone most of the times. But before that, I was just leaving it there, not even looking at notifications or anything. That's why I'll show you my insanely easy and fast productivity routine that 100% works. The thing is that lately I've been slacking a bit, right? So I haven't been applying this into my life as much, right? But there was one point where the only thing I did was just wake up, just turn off the alarm, and just get up, get to work straight away, right? So to do that, you have to force yourself to not grab your phone or look at any notifications, at least for the first 5 to 10 minutes, right? So it's much easier for you to lay on your bed and just stare at your ceiling, right? Because rather than grabbing your phone and thinking that, oh, it's just gonna help me to wake up a little bit, right? To look at a screen, you're just making everything worse, because that's the exact same mindset I've had, right? And it didn't really work for me. That's why I used to just leave my phone on the counter, right? Stare at the ceiling. And whenever I thought that, okay, this is getting fucking boring, right? So there are two options. I either get up or I just stare at the ceiling, which is super fucking boring, right? So of course I'm gonna take the first option after the first like 1 or 2 minutes, right? Then boom, you're already up out of bed. You're saving up so much of your time just by getting out of your bed, right? And you have to set this rule, in my opinion, to not use your phone until you go outside to get some morning sunlight, right? Or you do some type of different habit which has to do in a different environment, right? So let's say, for example, you want to get some sunlight, okay? Or go to the gym or whatever. It has to be outside of your room, right? So a different environment. That's when you grab your phone, you go to a place, right? For me, it was getting morning sunlight, so I was going to my balcony, right? And what I did was like two birds with one stone. So I grabbed one of my chairs in the balcony, I placed it somewhere where the sun was hitting the hardest, right? And I just sat there and meditated, right? While the sun was hitting my face. Once I finished my meditation, which was one of the habits, I finished the other, which was sunlight, right? And I was also able to text people or reply to them or whatever, right? But then I was already out of bed, I was in a different environment, and if I just sat a little bit in the sun, it was just more of a benefit for me, right? So if you can do something similar, like go to the gym, and rather than, forcing yourself too much to not be on your phone, because it's very hard in the beginning, right? Especially if you have that addiction of doom scrolling. It's much easier for you to doom scroll, right? But in a different environment. So if you're going to the gym, you can start working on a treadmill while also replying to some messages, while watching some reels, right? Which is, of course, it's not a good thing, but then you're doing something way more productive, which is 10 times better than just staying in your bed and wasting so much of your fucking time, because you already got up, you already brushed your teeth, you already did everything that you needed to do, and now you're going to the gym, right? So, of course, you're not going back home after you finish the treadmill, right? So you gotta finish the whole workout, but then you're so much faster and so much closer to your goals and to finishing the tasks of that day. It's fucking crazy, right? That's why I believe it's much easier for you to fulfill your need, but delay it a little bit, right? So you want to grab your phone and start going on social media and scrolling, right? Delay that need for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, right? And then once you feel like, okay, I'm doing something productive while also doing something unproductive, it kind of like cancels out in a way, right? But then it's much easier for you to not wake up and be on your phone. So of course, we're not gonna stay there at a level where you're just gonna grab your phone after going to the gym straight away, or you're gonna grab your phone and start doom scrolling in your balcony while the sun is hitting your face, right? We don't want that. We want to get rid of that. We want to be as productive as possible. But that's step one. So I didn't really know what to do whenever I got up. I was thinking that, oh, my big tasks were the gym and some very important tasks like maybe uploading a video or doing something that I have to do that day, right? But the smaller tasks, the more niche down, the particular tasks which you don't really remember, those are the ones that you have to keep in mind, right? And you cannot really remember them all. And imagine like that's what I did, right? So whenever I woke up, I just got up, did the important work, which is like the super important, like the work that I remembered, basically. Went to the gym, but then I felt empty. I was like, what do I do now? But it's like, bro, if you have a nice list, if you have to do like 5 to 10 things a day, then of course you're gonna be way more productive, because then you're just gonna be scrolling on your phone or doing some other dumb shit when you could have read a book, meditated, done some other stuff, which is very important as well, right? Something that has to be done, like transferring some money or whatever, right? But you didn't, because you forgot, because you didn't have a list. That's why having a list, a to-do list, is very important. So pull out your, I don't know, your fucking journal or whatever, maybe like a Notion template, maybe your Apple Notes, and just write down the most important parts of your day, the most important tasks that have to be done tomorrow, for example, right? So do this right now for tomorrow, or in the night, whatever. Just do it before the next day, just so that you're not on pilot mode the next day. Because whenever you're on pilot mode, you are trying to figure out where you're gonna go, but whenever you're on plane mode, you're just going, right? So you have the task list in front of you and you're just doing it. But if you're gonna sit down, you're gonna think for like 10-20 minutes what you're gonna do, it just fucks up your momentum, right? A lot. So it's much easier for you to do that the night before or the day before, to write down the list and you have it ready for the next day, right? So now that you know when to do this, when to have a to-do list, when to write it, whatever, now you have to write down the tasks. So find out what are the most important tasks in your day that have to be done. So for me, it would be maybe to record a video, to go to the gym, of course, and write a script, maybe hire an editor, or do something, basically something that is a high leverage task to help move the needle in your studies, in your business, something that is not as small as like meditation, which, yeah, you could write that in there, because that's what I did and it really helped me to get to like 109, I think, streak, which I am at right now on Medito, right? It really helped me because I'm ticking off that box and I feel like that positive reinforcement. But it's not really a high leverage task, right? If you have like a challenge that has to be done, for example, like I have to hit like 500 meditation, and that's your big project, you could say, right? So that's something that you have to do to hit that big goal, that big project that you have to finish. Then of course, 100% have the meditation in there, right? But if you feel like it's just like an extra task, could be done later on in the day, then don't even worry about that, right? Worry way more about the high leverage tasks that you can complete in the day, right? Don't just leave it for the night. Of course, it depends from person to person, but in my opinion, during the day, it's much easier for you to wake up, do like 3-4 hours of work, and then for the rest of the day just doing like shallow tasks, which maybe sometimes you're gonna have to go to like a friend or something might happen and you're gonna have to go there and like leave your workspace, but then it's fine because you already finished your work. You don't have to rush yourself, right? You don't have to do things fast and fuck up everything, right? Just because you want to get the work done afterwards. It's much easier for you to get the work done as fast as possible and then have fun or chill and do some low leverage tasks like reading, like meditating, right? Which is very important, of course, but it's not really moving the needle as much as you, for example, recording videos or, I don't know, studying for your exam, right? So that's where you should be focusing on 100%. Subscribe if you like this video, and if you want to maximize your attractiveness and you want a tight-knit connection of guys who are on the same path as you, click the first link in the description to join our movement. There's also a free course in there to help you start your attractiveness journey starting from now. If you're interested in how to make a work-life balance work for you so that you don't have to slave away your whole life and have a bit of fun, but also do a fuck ton of work as well, right? Click this video right here and stop wasting time.